for us to keep the market healthy, we have to see what the obstacles are and work with them. For example, as you know, I mean, who would have thought interest rates at today's of this, interview that we're at almost 8%.
Jim, we're seeing even a change in the marketplace even now,
Yep.
right? And so what would you say is the number one secret to making wise investment decisions in today's marketplace?
Yeah, I think you still have to look at the fundamentals and the numbers. And that's one of the key things. And for us, where we're a service provider, where people come to us to build a rental portfolio for them, we have to see what the obstacles are. So for us to keep the market healthy, we have to see what the obstacles are and work with them. For example, as you know, I mean, who would have thought interest rates at today's of this, interview that we're at almost 8%. So we actually have now in-house financing where we're spending quite a bit of money to buy down the rates for our people. We're getting them locked in still in the 5% range. And so that is the type of thing I've found to keep the fundamentals going. First of all, you have to look at the real numbers, not the media. The media will poison your brain to get in at the wrong time or get out at the wrong time. But then if you're active like we are with providing for investors like you are, you have to see what are the obstacles in the market and then figure out ways to overcome them for your people.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we've seen the inverse of interest rates, from even a year ago, or a year and a half ago now, maybe now, where cap rates, you had a positive arbitrage. Now it's the negative arbitrage. So I like how you're being proactive and you're taking in-house by being able to do that financing and buy down the rates. That's great. Talk about your model build to rent and how do you define that? And how do you think it's going to move forward with cost of capital for construction, with time value of money? Talk about what you're seeing with that right now.
Yeah, so build to rent is just what it sounds like. You build properties with the desired goal to rent them. Now, these properties that we build, again, are very simple. Single family homes, duplexes, and quads, because all of those can get residential financing. And for most of our investors, that residential financing has a lot more longevity, it has lower rates, it's more safe, and that's what most of our clientele is looking for. And we work in both whole communities where, we will build a whole community for not an individual investor normally, but a hedge fund or a larger institution. But then we also do something called scattered lots. So we'll build duplexes or single family homes in an already established neighborhood, and we just buy up all the empty lots in that area and fill them in with our properties, which has been a really good strategy because I was taught that old school rule, hey, try to go to an established neighborhood where there's a good mixture of homeowners and renters. And so we keep that going. And that's our main focus. We build these properties and we couple them with high growth markets in Florida. And what constitutes a high growth market in Florida? There's 5 things: population growth, economic growth, the affordability index. This is really key. That's where the average price for a home is at a good equivalent of what the average family income is per household. So in our markets in Florida, we're still at a really good affordability index. So that's super important because once that goes out of whack, then cash flow goes away and our strategy really wouldn't work. You're not going to do what we do in parts of California or even now Utah. Salt Lake City, has about the same family income as our average markets here in Florida, but their buy-in at the median is like almost $300,000 more. That kills cash flow. And the other things you look for is healthy supply and demand. Since we're building, we want to go to areas where there's a shortage of housing, and desirability. Why are people going to move there? And obviously after the lockdowns and the craziness we went in the last few years, Florida got a lot of popularity where certain people liked the business climate. They liked the way that they handled it. They liked just the lifestyle. Warm and by the water, is a pretty popular thing. So you want to go to areas that are desirable. So that's what we focus on: new construction in high growth markets defined by those 5 things.